Okay, so today's class will focus on the visual field. This could be helpful. Working diagonals is always great for the brain and also improving focus, coordination, and really present moment awareness, because some of this is not very difficult, but it is because we've never done it before. So you don't really need any props. You might have an extra blanket or a block handy. We'll begin in Shavasana, lying on your back. As you rest on your back, just drop, let be. Notice how gravity moves through you. It's always a good idea to take a kind of scan, an internal scan. I mean, maybe it's kind of external, noticing how the body has landed, noticing what sensations are present. Noticing your more subtle energy, like your mood, fatigue levels. Notice your breath. Notice any tension or sensation around the eyes. So maybe between the eyebrows or the corner of the eyes, forehead, cheeks below the eyes. And notice anything else that might be present for you here and now. Let's begin our movement inquiry by planting the feet comfortably, opening your eyes, and rotating the head side to side. Our no movement. Eyes rotating in the same direction as the head. So maybe the nod of the head ends, but you can continue to rotate your eyes to gaze toward the floor. Go slow here. It's super simple movement, but there's potentially a complexity in the relationship between the turning of the head and the turning of the eyes. Of course, we're noticing sensation through the neck. Make sure there's space in your jaw, bottom jaw, down a little bit away from the top jaw. Let's keep nodding the head, but turn the eyes opposite. So head rotates one way, eyes rotate the other way. If I didn't have notes to read, I would definitely not have glasses on. That's me. So you might take your glasses off if you normally wear them. Check in again that you're not clenching your jaw. And just notice how you have to pay attention a little bit more. Head going one way, eyes going the other way. Maybe one more round here. Gradually bring your head back to center. If you prefer, you can close your eyes here, or just a soft gaze on whatever is directly in front of them. Let's keep the feet planted and take the arms to cactus or a T shape and start to mobilize through the spine. So with your exhalation, press your lower back into the floor. And with your inhale, exaggerate your lumbar curve. The pelvis stays down. Create a gap between the lower spine and the floor. Follow your breath. Exhaling to engage the abdominals and root through the spine to the floor. And then inhale, belly breathing, chest expanding a little bit more too. Couple more times, try to articulate the vertebrae, rolling through the spine rather than just flattening and not flattening. So a little bit more separation of the spinal bones as much as you can. It's not easy. And then make your way back to neutral spine. Interlace your hands behind your head at the bottom of the skull. You could straighten your legs if you prefer. This is our side scrub, side bending. So when you side bend to the left elbow moves closer to the left hip, and the right elbow points more overhead. Please don't lift. It's a sliding, gliding movement. So stay heavy. Arms are heavy. Shoulders are heavy. Head is heavy. Hands are heavy. Sliding into the side bend. You could coordinate movement with breath if you like. Inhaling to the stretch. And exhaling through center. Breathing into the space you're creating. And let's just keep the head neutral. We'll often turn the head and the eyes, but last couple of rounds here, just head going along for the ride and not doing its own thing. About one more round. Take your time. Once you're back to center, let your arms rest alongside your body. Feel your breath moving through your body. Bring your arms up toward the ceiling with the palms connecting like prayer. So fingertips point straight up to the ceiling rather than overhead. That's it. Let's keep the arms straight and the hands connected as they are, and shift the arms over to one side. Make sure you're not bending your elbow because ego wants you to get further. I mean, it might not be a conscious decision here. So arms stay straight. As the arms shift to the left, say, the right shoulder lifts off the ground. And the hands stay in line. So when the arms shift to one side, I'm not letting one hand slide along the other hand. They're staying kind of glued together, side to side here. And let's turn the head and the eyes all in the same direction. So arms, head, and eyeballs all going one way and then the other way. Try not to let the hips go too. So we're not lifting to find more range, not lifting the pelvis. That's staying stable. And now let's change it. So the head goes one way and the eyes and the arms go the other way. Head rotates one way, arms and eyes rotate the opposite direction. Always working within your pain-free range of motion. So if your neck gets pinchy, then don't go as far. And now we'll change it one more time. So head and arms go one way and eyes go opposite. Head and arms one way, eyes turning opposite. Notice what you notice here. It could be curiosity or irritation or anything else. Physical sensation, confusion. About one more round. Head and arms go one way, eyes go the opposite. And then making your way back to center and let your arms rest down on the ground. Watching and listening inwardly. Let's plant the feet again, about hip width apart. Interlace your hands behind your head, the bottom of the skull. Second spinal undulation, inhaling as you find your back bend. Press the arm bones into the floor. And then press the spine into the floor as you lift your head. Squeeze your elbows together and toward your knees. Let's let the eyes just track where the head is going. So eyes open, looking at whatever is in front of you. Full breath in, long breath out. Elbows open wide on the inhale. and then squeeze together on the exhale. Continue the spinal undulation, just change the eyes. So eyes going opposite. So normally when we're inhaling, the eyes are kind of up toward the ceiling, maybe even a little bit back behind you. Instead, on that inhale, bring your gaze down toward your navel. And then when you exhale and curl up, try to look up toward the ceiling and back behind you, just from the eyes, not from the head. So the only thing we're changing is the gaze. It's going opposite your default, essentially. A couple more times. So just by changing our gaze, we might notice that we're far more deliberate and mindful because, we've done this before many times, most of us. And so maybe it's just kind of become habitual. We don't really have to think about it. But now we have to focus more. Last one. And then once the head lands, you can bring your arms back down by your sides. Take your time. Legs can still either be straight or feet planted, whatever feels better for you. Let's take the bear hug now. So hands to the shoulders, like you're giving yourself a big hug. You can try to wrap your hands a little bit more onto your back. Send your breath into your back, between your hands, between your shoulder blades. Now the head and the eyes go one way and the arms go opposite. Keeping that good grip on your shoulders, or it might even be more like your back. Turning the upper body, the shoulders one way, head and eyes rotating opposite. So maybe the head finds its end range, the neck really, and then the eyes keep going. Try to keep the hips pretty stable, pretty still. You might notice that you can get more rotation in the neck when you're adding that gaze. You could take the gaze out and compare. And then next time you come through to center, pause, you can switch the cross of the arms. Breathe into the upper back, especially. And now the eyes and the arms go one way, and the head goes opposite. Eyes and arms one way, head rotating opposite. About one more round here. Take your time. This is slow, subtle, but really powerful work. If you're able to slow down, enough to really get into it. And then eventually, when it fits into your flow, release your arms. Let's slide the legs straight if the feet are planted, and just pause here in Shavasana. Plant your left foot. So left knee is bent, left foot is on the ground. And right arm in cactus. You want to make sure you have enough room to straighten your arm overhead without running into anything. So adjust if you need to. Push through the right heel. So push through the straight leg. Slide that leg away from you. And at the same time, reach the right arm opposite. So we're getting this full lengthening through the right side. And then just relax the leg and allow the arm to slide back to cactus. Try that a few more times on your own. Arm is heavy, staying on the ground if possible. Adding our unwinding movement. So keep doing what you've been doing on that right side. And now also rock to the inner edge of the left foot and reach the left knee kind of toward the right foot. You might want to take left arm out to a T, or that could be in cactus. That'll just stay in cactus. Rocking to the inner edge of the left foot. Push the inner edge of the left foot into the ground. So really kind of launch the knee away from you. The hip lifts. At the same time, we're working that full body stretch through the right side. Let's keep going and let's change it a little bit. Let's bring the left arm alongside the body. Keep doing everything you've been doing, and now add sliding of the left hand toward the left foot. When you come back to center, the left knee points up, the right arm is in cactus, right leg is relaxed. Could do the movement on the inhale or the exhale. So as you stretch long through the right side, outer edge of the left foot lifts away from the ground. And we slide the left hand down toward the left foot. Let's rotate the head and the eyes to look toward the left foot, coordinating with everything else. Head rolls back to center. Try that a few more times. And then keep everything going, but let's just change our gaze and our head rotation. So now looking toward the overhead reaching hand, your right hand. Head and eyes go in the same direction, looking overhead as that hand slides away. Now, last few times we'll just alternate. So one repetition, we look toward the left hand with the eyes and the head rotating. And then next round, look toward the right hand. Alternate a few times. Couple more times on this side. There's a lot going on, a lot to look into, to feel and see into. And at the end of that one, let's just pause in Shavasana, really complex movement. So just dropping back into stillness at center. What's here now, physically, mentally, emotionally. Second side, right foot plants, left arm into cactus. We'll start by pushing, sliding the left leg away from you and left arm opposite. Elongating through the left side. If you're getting pinchiness or pain in your shoulder, you can either not go as far or change the zone you're reaching. So it could be more at a diagonal. And you can always experiment with these zones. That's another conversation, but to not always do it the exact same way, really good for the body. Okay, let's layer on the unwinding movement. So as we stretch long through the left side, rock to the inner edge of the right foot, push the inner edge of the right foot into the ground. So the knee is dropping to the left, but also launching away from you. If and when you feel ready, right arm is down alongside the body, and the right hand slides down toward the right foot. Everything else is continuing. Adding our head rotation and focus, or our gaze, our drishti. So we'll look down toward the right foot. You might not actually see it, but look in that direction. And then we'll change the rotation of the neck and the gaze toward the overhead reaching hand. And now let's begin alternating. So with one Repetition, look toward the right hand. And with the next, look toward the left. One more round. At the end of that one, whenever it is for you, drop back into the full release of Shavasana and be the witness. If you're wearing glasses, definitely take them off for a moment. Set them aside. Bring your hands together, your palms together, and rub briskly. Let's create heat here. Keep going. Warm, warm palms. And then once they're warm, bring your palms to lightly rest over your eyes. I'm not pressing down, just resting. Eyes are closed. If you spend a lot of time on a computer, it would be great to do this every so often. Simply resting here in the warmth, in the darkness. A couple more breaths. Keep your eyes closed here. Let's bring the arms alongside the body. Palms can be up or down. Notice how the wrists and the hands contact the floor. Even the forearms and the elbows. And let's try a little up slip, down slip. So one shoulder slides down away from the ear. Other shoulder pitches up toward the ear. Alternating. Work within your pain-free range of motion. So if at some point you feel like an all of a sudden ouch, pinch, then you want to go a bit slower and just approach, but don't push into that sensation. So see if you can feel the shoulder blades gliding along the floor. You can keep the hands relaxed, the arms heavy. And let's just let the head be passive. So can you really relax through the head and see if it wants to go somewhere or not. So not holding it at center. Just notice if that up slip, down slip of the shoulders has an effect on where the head goes. This might be really difficult, yeah? Like we're so used to controlling everything, particularly with movement and with yoga. Head's like a dead weight. Where is it going? Let's go about one more round here. And then eventually everything coming back to stillness at center. Please roll onto your belly. Bring your hands to your elbows. So that'll pretty much automatically prop you up into a low back bend. Elbows at least somewhat forward of the shoulders. An inch, several inches, anywhere in between. Let's tuck the toes under. So head is up, but gaze is down. So chin slightly tucked and back of the head pressing back. So there's no crease in the neck here, but we're also not dropping the head. Toes tuck under, squeeze your thigh muscles, squeeze your glutes, draw the shoulders down away from your ears, and without moving the head at all, just gaze down the bridge of your nose. And then shift the gaze up toward 12 o'clock. Back and forth a couple times, rooting the pubic bone down, gazing down towards the bridge, the tip of your nose, and then up toward 12 o'clock. You can bring the eyes back to center, just wherever the head has them. Let's take a rest here. So untuck toes, stack your hands, rest your forehead on your hands. Maybe close the eyes. One more round here. Take hold of your elbows. Press the elbows into the floor. Lift head, lift chest, shoulders down. And this time we'll bend the knees so the feet are airborne. Really sink the front of the pelvis down and squeeze your glutes, especially if you're feeling this in your back kind of excessively. Engaging the glutes is good, as is drawing the bottom of your rib cage, bottom front ribs toward the back body. And then squeeze your toes and then stretch your toes away from each other. Squeezing the toes in toward the feet. It might be instant cramp. That's just kind of confusion because your body doesn't do this much. Usually is why a cramp happens. A couple more times, squeeze, and then extend. Release the feet down. And let's come onto our back again. Tucking an arm underneath you. What's here now? Notice the field of sensation. Plant your feet. Place your left ankle on your right thigh up by the knee. And open arms out to a T. Let's tick-tock the legs side to side. So as you rock to the inner edge of the right foot, the legs lower over to the left. And then rock toward the outer edge of the right foot, legs lower to the right. Go slow here, go a few more times, keep the shoulders down. You might like to pause at the end range. We'll go about one more time, side to side, and then we'll stay with the legs dropped over to the right. So end up on the outer edge of the right foot with the left foot on the ground. If the left foot doesn't make it to the ground, put a block or a pillow, something underneath the left foot so that it's not just dangling in space. Option to take left arm alongside the ear and right hand to the right thigh, nudging the right thigh away from you. Your leg can do it on its own, but it might be nice to have that assist or just that indication of what you're asking the body to do, and then you can release the arm. Breathing here, breathing into the left side, actively reach through the left arm. Breathe into the upper back. Jaws relaxed, eyes can be closed. Slide left arm back to the T. Bring the legs back up to center. Let's switch. Left foot is on the ground. Right ankle on left thigh, up close to the knee. Tick-tock the leg side to side. Rocking to inner edge and then outer edge of your left foot. Go slow. The next time the legs drop over to the left, stay there. Be on the outer edge of your left foot. Right foot connects to the floor or something. Right arm alongside the ear. Maybe left hand helps some or all of the time, pressing your right thigh away from you. Actively reach through the right arm. Breathe into the back, especially right upper back. Slide the right arm back to the T. Unfurl here, so legs back to center, feet on the ground. And then let's just slide the legs straight, coming back to Shavasana, watching and listening inwardly. In a slow and mindful way, come on up to a seat. You might want to sit on the edge of something, blanket or pillow. Legs out in front to start. Okay, we're gonna work with a twist here. So let's plant a mirroring. Let's plant the right foot to the outside of the left knee. And if you like, you can bend your left knee so the heel's next to the outer hip. If all of a sudden you can't root both sitting bones or you feel like you can't sit up tall, let's just keep the bottom leg straight. It's not about making your body fit this shape. It's about making the pose fit your body. Okay, so we have the maybe the left leg straight. If it's even hard for you to root your foot to the outside of the knee, you could bring it to the inside of the knee instead. So what's far more important is that you can sit up tall with an intact lumbar curve. So if your back is popping back, your lower spine is pushing out, then you want to sit up on something and sit up taller on your own as well to have that bit of concavity. Okay, so we'll twist, and we're twisting to the right here. You can walk your right hand back behind you. I'm not the hugest fan of the elbow outside of the knee because I see a lot of people then end up rounding their back in order, again, we're trying to like make the pose instead of make the body, find its position. So maybe hooking the elbow, maybe wrapping the arm instead, whatever gives you that upright spine. And we're turning to the right and just keeping initially the head in line. So nose in line with sternum. So head is basically neutral. Breathing here. Finding the rotation more from the thoracic spine, the mid spine versus the neck. So we've just taken the neck out of the pose for now, essentially. Breathing here. And now let's turn the head to the left. So you're looking over your left shoulder. It's like opposite what we most often do in a twist. So it can be over the shoulder or just forward. We'll keep the gaze either over the left shoulder or forward and turn the head so it's back in neutral. So keep looking out in front of you, but align your nose with your sternum again. So the gaze is kind of to the left, but the head is neutral. Breath is in the foreground of awareness. Now let's rotate the head and the gaze over the right shoulder. So the same direction as the rest of the twist. Keep your eyes looking over your right shoulder or back behind you. And once again, just turn your head back to neutral. Nose in line with sternum, eyes looking over toward right shoulder. And now unwind all together. Let's touch Dandasana. Stretch legs out in front of you. Second side, left foot to the outside of the right knee, maybe to the inside if it's hard for you to get your foot grounded there. Maybe tucking your heel next to your outer hip. Make sure you can sit evenly on the sitting bones and the spine is upright. Twisting now to your left, maybe hooking the elbow, prioritizing long spine over elbow hook or both legs bent. Working the rotation through the spine, head is neutral, so nose in line with the sternum. Make it more about your breath. Rotate your head to the right, so looking forward or even more to the right, over right shoulder. Keeping the gaze there, turn your head back to neutral. Nose in line with sternum. Gaze either forward or more over the right shoulder. And we're still twisting here. Twisting happens on exhalation. Now turn head and gaze over left shoulder, so back behind you. Keep the gaze back. Bring your head back to neutral again. And then gently unwind all together. Stretch legs out in front of you. Just like anything else, good to exercise the eyes. We do that every day in my first teacher training. Every single morning, we did eye exercises. Okay, so from here, Dandasana, bring your hands behind you. Feet can be together or wider apart. Push the floor away. So hands kind of behind the hips here, wherever you can get a good purchase on the floor, or you could use blocks. Try to orient your fingers to point back, thumbs to point out. Could be on more tippy fingers, just depends on your proportions. Sit up taller, pushing the floor away from you. Spreading the chest, drawing the shoulder blades back and down. Check that your jaw is spacious, face is relaxed, maybe closing the eyes here. The last couple of breaths, energy through the legs, press the thighs down, flex the feet, spread the toes. Release. Grab your mat if you're on your blanket. Remove your blanket if it's on top of your mat. We'll do just a little bit of standing work. Coming into downward facing dog. You might like to pedal out the feet. Let the gaze be wherever, whatever's right in front of you when you let your head hang. Spread your shoulder blades away from your spine. No rounding in the upper back, everybody. So if you can sense or even see that you're rounding your back, bend your knees and drive back more through the hips, through the pelvis. Take small steps to walk the feet forward to the hands, and then make your way up to standing in Tadasana, mountain pose. We'll take a wide stance. Hinge at the hips to fold forward. And then let's not let the pelvis come forward of the feet. So keep your hips over your heels. Just stretch your arms forward. That's it. Could be on tippy fingers or hands rooted. Chest delivering forward. And then we'll do like a little head nod vinyasa. So head and eyes look toward the wall behind you through your legs. And then bring your head up a bit and your gaze to look between your hands. Try that a couple more times. It's not a huge difficulty. Just nodding the head, gaze moving with the head. One more round. And then walk your hands back so they're beneath your shoulders. Shoulder width apart or a bit wider. Let's keep the right hand down and bring your left hand to your left hip. Finding rotation. So we're twisting to your left hand on left hip, twisting to the left, not moving the pelvis. Pelvis is stable. Keep the hand on the hip for now. Bend your right knee. Keep it bent, really bent. And then as you straighten the leg, go slow. Really feel how you're connecting your foot to the floor and keep rotating through your spine. Maybe bring the arm up, palm faces out. Let's adjust the head so it's neutral, nose in line with sternum. And then try gazing down at the floor. Unwind your spine, bring your left hand down. Second side here, right hand to right hip. Start to rotate through your spine. Bend your left knee. Slowly straighten the leg. Try to really feel how the foot contacts the floor and keep rotating through your spine, not the pelvis. Hand can stay where it is, or arm reaching up, palm faces out. Bring your nose in line with your sternum. Be sure the head's not forward, head is in line with the rest of the spine. Nose in line with sternum, gaze down at the floor. Unwind your spine. Let's bring hands to hips and rise up. And then bring your feet together under your frame. And let's have a seat again. So this time, if you're able to sit in hero's pose, please do Virasana, or you can sit cross-legged. And just take your time settling into your seat. We want the seat to feel successful, not like a fight. Drop the bottom jaw a little further away from the top jaw. Find that space throughout the jaw. Broadening the space between the eyebrows. Feel or imagine the forehead get a little bit smoother. And then eyes open, just soft gaze at whatever's in front of you. We're going to work a little bit more with the neck here. So nothing is moving through the shoulders or the torso as we isolate the movement through the neck. We want to try to keep the mouth closed, so teeth parted, but lips together. We start by lowering the chin toward the chest. And then trace your right collarbone with your chin. Tracing the collarbone all the way back to the shoulder. And then continue back, like try to look behind the shoulder at the floor and let the gaze help create that movement in that direction. When you can't go any further, you can start to lower the head back behind you. I don't really want to say drop because you're still active. And your gaze is going to trace an arc along the ceiling as your head travels from right to left until you turn your head. So chin moving down, kind of back behind the shoulder, gazing at the floor behind the shoulder. Trace the chin from the shoulder down the collarbone back to the center of your chest. Now we'll go in the other direction. Try not to move the shoulders or anything else. Tracing your collarbone with your chin toward the left shoulder. And then see if you can bring your chin kind of behind the shoulder. Look at the ground behind the shoulder. Start to let the head tip back. The gaze traces across the ceiling from left to right. Looking to the floor, back behind the shoulder. Chin tracing from the shoulder, down the collarbone, back to the center of the chest. Raising your head. Back to neutral. Space in the jaw. Cheek muscles soften. Space between the eyebrows, forehead relaxing. Notice the river of breath. Focus your breath a bit more into the back ribs. Eyes are closed here, or gaze can be down at the ground, out in front of you, if that feels safer. Let's breathe in for a count of 4 and breathe out. If you're able to a count of 8, it might be more like 6. We don't want to feel like we're grasping or gasping, so we want it to be comfortable. Exhale, at least slightly longer than inhale. Adding some engagement of the ribs with the exhalation. So still creating that longer exhalation. And as you do with your exhale, bring your ribs in toward the midline, in toward the back, and down toward your pelvis. Letting the breath pour in when you're ready. You don't have to hold. Just adding some engagement to that elongated exhalation. Try to stay relaxed through the jaw, through the face, the eyes, the shoulders. Last few rounds, option to add a retention of the exhalation. So we're inhaling to about a count of 4, exhaling to about a count of 8. As we exhale, we engage the diaphragm more, ribs moving in toward the midline, back toward the back body, down toward the pelvis, and then holding that engagement of the ribs as you hold your breath, maybe for another count of 4 to see what feels reasonable. You could make it longer. We're not trying to compete or break any records here. Just holding that retention until you feel like it would be a pretty good time to breathe in. And then maybe try that again a couple more times. If you have any eye issues or untreated high blood pressure, then no retention of the breath. And try not to tense up through the face or the neck or the shoulders when you're retaining the breath. So focus the tension, the good kind of tension, in the ribs. Ribs and the diaphragm. After this next exhalation, let the breath be completely natural once again. And when you're ready, come on your back in Shavasana. Come back into the river of breath. And bring your awareness into your body, maybe by finding some little movements. And when you're ready to rise up, bend your knees, roll to your side. Maybe keep your eyes closed and your head heavy for sure. Head will rise last when you come on up to a seat. Let's bring hands, palms together at heart center. Take a breath in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, 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 peace. Thank you.